Hey, it's your girl Jay, and welcome to my channel. If you are new here, thanks so much for signing through. And if you're returning, welcome back home. So we went red. Do you see this? So I have just been so inspired to try new colors and stuff ever since I did this video right here. I've been so inspired, and y'all know my doppelganger is Megan Good, and I always can look at her and see if like a color is gonna look good on me or a style is gonna look good on me. She recently done this beautiful red, and I was like, okay, no, I have to try that. So I've kind of been on like this red kick. Like I've been wanting to wear my hair in red and just stuff like that. So how do we like it? How do we like it? And will you believe it is literally all human hair? Now the last style that I done was human hair also, but this one was totally by accident. I had no idea that we were gonna be doing red today. But yes, if you want to see this video or you like more things like this, make sure that you do stay tuned and don't forget to subscribe. We're gonna go ahead and get into all of the details and all that stuff like that. So you should already know who I'm working with today. I'm working with Ywigs yet again. They just always seem to get it right. They sent us over 3 bundles of their 20-inch loose wave hair in the color 99J and Burgundy. So it is a blend, and I'm gonna get into why we did a completely human hair, because when I tell you it was a complete accident, it was just so not planned. But this is what the hair actually looks like out of the head. Out of the 3 bundles, I ended up using a full 2 bundles, and when I say a full 2 bundles, literally a full 2 bundles. You'll see when I get to my last braid, I literally had 1 piece of hair left of that. So I would definitely recommend doing 3 bundles just because I really cut it close this time. Actually still really full. I was a little nervous because the style I did the last time, I used the full 3 bundles, and so this time I used 2 bundles. And the main difference that I'll see is like it's not as full like outwards, but it still does have a really consistent density like from the top to the bottom, and that's actually what we're going for. So yes, thanks again to Ywigs for sponsoring today's video. We're gonna go ahead and get into the products now. You guys know I like to sell products. So as far as products are concerned, because we did all human hair, it was really simple. So we did use 2 bundles of the 20-inch loose wave hair in the color 99J and Burgundy, the blend. Aside from that, we did use our 3-way mirror. The 3-way mirror is so tea when you want to see the full circumference of your head. We used a braiding rack. Super important when you're using only human hair because there's no mechanism to just like free pull when it comes to human hair. We're using magic fingers, shine and jam, well, the shine and jam magic fingers, a sturdy rat tail comb, and then some clips. Make sure you got a little patience too. Oh, and nail glue. I did use nail glue today. Since I do plan to keep this hairstyle in for a full 2 weeks as I'm exiting Orlando, I did want to go ahead and secure the ends with nail glue. So that's something that I do recommend that you have as well. So all of these things are going to be listed on the screen for you here, or maybe at the bottom. I'm not sure where my creativity takes me. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into the style.
As per usual, all of the best hairstyles start with clean hair. Let me show you how to get the neatest parts. Start by parting directly down the middle. Use your 3-way mirror to check in the back and make sure that that is straight. Go ahead and section off one side, and then you want to take the tip of your comb and part from the tip of your ear to the middle of your head. Because we are doing medium braids today, we're going to have 2 rows below the ear. Then you want to just split that bigger section into 2. The bottom sections are going to set the tone for your head, so you want to make sure that those parts are straight. Now you're just going to continue on just parting from the corner of your head to the middle of your head, and then just braiding it into sections, and you'll see that they'll all begin to add up. And just do the same thing to the other side, making sure that the lines are completely symmetrical. Now for the fun part, I'm going to show you exactly how to do a braid from beginning to end, only using human hair. So go ahead and begin braiding like normal. You want to split that plait into 3 sections. Now before you do one full braid motion, you're going to want to take a piece of human hair and slide it in between the top of your index finger and the bottom of your middle finger, and then complete that braid motion, and then input another piece in the same area. Once you've done that, you want to braid down just a little bit. You only want 2 pieces hanging out at the top. One is going to lean more towards the left and one is going to lean more towards the right. The purpose of doing this is so that the density of the human hair is the same from the top all the way to the bottom. That's how you get that complete fullness. As you see, I'm just going to continue to repeat the same braid motion. I'm going to go ahead and flip my braid over once it gets to a more comfortable position in my head. I find it easier to braid that way. And now you just want to use some gel just to smooth smooth those pieces down. That's how you get a really uniform braid. You don't want any lumps and bumps. And so you're going to feed in as much human hair as you would like. For the 2 bundles that I used on each braid, I fed in about anywhere between 9 to 10 pieces, 2 at the top and then about 7 in between, and then 3 at the bottom. And you'll see that I start to feed those in every like inch or so. Now the hardest part about using human hair is you want to make sure that you have all of that hair pre-prepped, because there is no way for you to free pull from human hair without like losing a lot of it and having like bunching and stuff like that. That is probably going to be the hardest part about using the human hair, whereas with synthetic hair you can pre-prep, put it on a rack, or you can free pull from like a hook. So at this point we are at the end of the braid, and as you see we have 3 sections in the actual braid, so we're going to feed in 3 pieces of hair, and that way we leave a nice curl at the end, and then also it coats the end of our natural hair. And you're going to feed this in just like you would at the top, except you're not going to leave any pieces hanging out. You're just going to wrap them all like into the actual braid. Now that we're at the end of the braid, we're just going to double knot it just like normal. And don't worry about if you don't have any nail glue. Knotting is actually enough, but because I do plan to keep this in for an extended period of time, I am going to go in with some nail glue. I didn't picture that on there, but you're just going to tap the nail glue right on the knot, and I'll give an example of that later. So as you can see, I fed in about anywhere between 11 to 12 pieces of hair on this braid, 2 at the top, a bunch in the middle, and then 3 at the end. We are finally at the top, also known as the most important part of the head. This is the part that everybody can see and the part that's going to show up in the pictures. So you want to make sure that you are taking your time with that middle part. You want it to look like you are parting the Red Sea, literally. And who would I be if I didn't give you a better point of view? So at the top, it's a little bit different. I'm going to go ahead and feed in the human hair, but before I even do a single braid motion, and then I'm going to feed in another piece. That way, like before, you have one piece going to the left and one piece going to the right. Once I move my fingers, you'll be able to see what I'm actually talking about. But yes, you want to make sure that you are keeping that grip nice and tight. Use your knuckles as like anchors to keep the braids from sliding, and also keeping that braid nice and tight. And so now that I'm at a more comfortable position, I'm going to go ahead and flip the braid. As you see, it just makes it a whole lot easier to braid, and you want the braid to be like really sleek. So go ahead and add some gel if need be. I think I'm going to add some here soon. And now because we are at the top, I'm going to feed in human hair like every ½ inch to an inch of space, because I want the fullness to really carry out throughout my head. At the same time, I'm looking at my braiding rack and realizing that I am slowly running out of hair in this bundle, so I'm being mindful of that as well. Prepping for all human hair braids is very, very time consuming. It can take anywhere between like 2 to 3 hours, so I did not prep that last bundle. I was so worried that I was going to run out of hair. I said earlier that I mistakenly even done all human hair braids. It's just because when I went to the beauty supply store, I bought Burgundy braiding hair, but when I got home, it was pink. So I was like, you know what? We're just going to go ahead and do all human hair. So this was totally not planned. And if you are watching to this point, you're probably wondering why I didn't speed it up. It's just because I want you to get comfortable with it, and sometimes watching it a few times makes it a whole lot easier. And let me tell you, since I've been doing these braids so much, the practice has really made such a difference. So just practice doing this method, feeding the hair in, and you are literally going to get it in no time. I know you're thinking, look at that big old gap. That is because I just fed in about 15 pieces of hair on this single braid, and I don't have any hair left on the rack. And so that is why there's that big gap. And then look, I ended up finding one last piece of hair. The rack is completely empty. So now I'm going to go ahead and go around and just add some nail glue on any pieces that I did not put it on. As I was getting towards the top, I just said I would go and do the nail glue at the end. The other pieces already have it, and so as you see, I have a lot of fraying as well, so I went ahead and snipped a little bit of that fraying too.
And just like that, this is our final look. I think that the hair came out so good. When I tell you, I don't know, I was really skeptical about the red. I was nervous. I saw Megan Good do it, and I was like, you know what, if she can do it, I can do it, because that's my twin. Y'all know that's my twin. You can't tell me we don't look alike. I couldn't really see it before, but now I can definitely see it as I'm getting a little older. And I'm just finding that I want to experiment with more colors and things like that. I'm just want to give you guys like a little better view of the hair. Like, I really did my big one this time. I really took some time, you know, just making sure that the parts were really even and all the things like that. And you'll see one thing that I did different this time, other from the other times, is that I used the human hair like I would like braiding hair. Instead of like using just like an inch or two of the hair to like build the thickness of the braid, I was actually using the whole piece of hair. If you watched the video already, then you can actually tell the difference in my technique in this video and stuff like that. And so I hope that this video was actually really helpful for you. I love to see you guys tagging me in your results and stuff like that on Instagram. I'm gonna have my Instagram here for you, and then I'm also gonna have TikTok here for you as well. Your girl is gonna be signing up for the TikTok shop, making it a whole lot easier for you to order the hair and get into all those things. Again, I do want to say thanks to Ywigs for sponsoring today's video. You guys know I love working with them. I just feel like the hair it's so good. And one girl, she even left a comment. She was just like, the hair takes well to bleach. I wouldn't know, because I don't typically bleach the hair. That's a cool thing about Ywigs. You can go on the site and you'll see like a plethora of different like colors to choose from. But someone left a comment on one of my last videos and was like that the hair takes well to colors. So if you are one of the girlies that like your hair like different colors or different shades or toned or whatever, then Ywigs is definitely gonna have an option for you, and just bleach your girl. And so yeah, I do want to say thanks for staying on and watching this video and supporting your girl. Make sure that you give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you in the very next video. Bye, girl.